Hi, my name is Michelle. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my makeup for work on a day-to-day basis. It's a really quick look. So if you're interested in achieving this look, just keep on watching. Alright, so usually I obviously wash my hands and then I moisturize my face after I've thoroughly cleansed it. So I'm going to be using Tatcha's Moisture Silk Cream. So it's literally like a sample size of the Tatcha Moisture Rich Silk Cream, and that's what I'm using right now. So I'll just put a little like dime size amount all over my face, and obviously after I've already cleansed my face. Usually in the morning I don't have much time, so like my fingers are my tools. If I would have been doing it on a client, I probably would have used a foundation brush of some sort, but it's just me and I'm in a rush. So it just goes all over my face. Then the next thing that I do is that I grab my IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. It's color correcting and full coverage. It also has SPF 50, so it's my favorite. As you can see, I've used it up a lot. And that's because it's the easiest thing to use in the morning. It doesn't feel like it's actual foundation. It feels like it's a cream of some sort. And that's what I like about it. So I take this much. So it's like a dime size amount too. And I dot it. And then again, I use my fingers. Very rarely do I feel like I need to put on more in the morning, just because again, I work in a corporate office, so I don't need a lot of like caked up makeup or anything like that. Then once I'm done with that, it depends how much sleep I got the night before, but if I have heavy under eye circles, then I will use this pink color correcting fluid by Urban Decay Naked Skin. And if I've had enough sleep, I'll skip it, but just for the sake of showing you guys, I'll do a little bit of this. And I'll just usually put it right there and then across. Then I grab my beauty blender and I just dab it in there. Once that's on, I go in with my concealer. Right now, I feel like this is the fastest thing to use in the morning. It's the Sephora Smooth and Brightening Concealer. I remember when I went to buy this at Sephora, they told me that this was not necessarily a concealer, but more like an illuminator. I don't have a lot of dark circles, so for me, it's like I want this area under my eyes to look brighter. So instead of using a normal concealer, or instead of putting this on top of a concealer, I just use this as a normal concealer. And it comes with it's like a brush. So you just twist it, get a little bit of the product in, and just make lines like that. I like to make the line more there because that's where my dark circles, if I have any, are, like that little triangle area right there. Everybody's face is different, so this is just my face and how I do it in the morning. So that's that concealer. This one was in the shade Clear Light, number 2. So again, it's not gonna have a lot of coverage because it's not, from what they explain, it's not meant for that. It's meant to brighten the area. So again, I use my beauty blender and I blend that area in. And it's actually really blendable because it's like liquidy, like it's a fluid that just flows. So there's not much to blend, which is also another reason why I think I kind of like gravitate towards it in the morning, because I need whatever is blendable quick, fast. I literally have like about 10 minutes to do this in the morning. Once I've done that, I go straight into my eyebrows because it's what takes me the most time in the morning and I want it to look really well. But I also don't have time to get, the Anastasia pomade and make it perfect and concealer and all of that. So what I do is I literally just, get the shape of it. So I use different brushes, but right now I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 14. It has a spoolie brush and then it has an angled side. And I'm gonna use the spoolie to just bring my hairs up. I bring them all up. I always do my eyebrows differently, but this is my morning way of doing it. And I know some people like to bring them down and get the shape, but when I'm in a rush, this is the way that I get to see, like, I have one eyebrow that has more of an arch than the other, so I get to see like where I need to fill in more. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna outline it with the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil in caramel. So it's this one, the one with the spoolie on one side, and then the light skinny pencil on the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline, and I like to start from like not the very front, but like almost the middle, because that's like my problem area. So I just start by creating like a bridge right there, and then I just bring it down. This one doesn't actually have a problem, so like I just go straight and bring it down again. So there we start to see a little bit of a shape. And I don't actually care for it to be perfect in the morning. I just want there to be some sort of a shape. So just like this, an imperfect little stencil for me to know where to fill in the brow. So the next thing I'm going to use this, the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks in Convertible Brow number 2, which is meant for medium and light. So it looks like this, the packaging. It has 3 colors. So it has like a warm light, a cool light, and then a dark brown. This is perfect for like at least light to medium. I go ahead and start with the medium cool. For me personally, if it would have been a person with a warmer, I have both. I have neutral, warm, and cool. But if it would have been someone with a warm tone, I would have started with this. But I'm going to go ahead and do this for myself. I'm just going to take the product into the brush. And I'm going to start again from the middle, just like kind of like filling it in. And then dragging it down. And kind of like just avoiding that front area. And then I can like, once the product has run out of the brush, I start kind of like bringing it a little bit to the front, doing strokes upward. Now, I'm going to do the same thing to the other eyebrow. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab the dark brown to do like the tail of the brow. And then with my finger, since I still have moisturizer on, I kind of just like glide and clean up as I go. I have to put a little bit more of the dark on this side because it looks a little lighter. So just shaping it and brushing it kind of like lets you see where you need to put more product. If you have clear brow gel, would be the time to actually set them in and put that in there. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye area with my Dior Forever Compact Dior Skin in 010, so number 10. It's like their lightest color. It looks like this. And the reason why I like this powder is because it's very finely milled. So like I feel that it provides coverage, but it doesn't add texture to the under eye area. And it actually like brightens it a little bit. The odd thing that I find is that I don't like using a brush with this. I actually like, usually the products that come with a sponge, I don't use the sponge. I don't feel like it's hygienic. But for some reason, I like to use the sponge it comes with and kind of like scrunch it up like this. And just grab a little bit of the product in like the tip and literally go in that triangle and like place and dab in place. I'm not like swiping back and forth. I'm just placing it and dabbing it on. And I'm kind of staying away from this area because I like to apply cream highlight. And so if I were to apply cream highlight with the powder on top, then it'll create a texture. So I'm just kind of staying away from that. All right, so once the under eye area is set, I go ahead and apply my cream highlight. My everyday highlight for all time since 2012 has been Benefit WhatsApp. It's like a pink pearl looking champagne. I think it's almost universal. Kim Kardashian uses this, or at least Mario used it on her one time. This is it. It looks like this. It has the cream highlight on one side and then it has the sponge on the other side. I don't really use the sponge. I just use this. And literally this is the easiest thing. I look for the peaks in my face, which is really this area. Swipe it in there. This area. The bridge of my nose. And the Cupid's bow. So that's that, right? Take my fingers again, because I don't have time in the morning. And I just, with this, the weakest finger on your hand, which is this one, I just start making like little upward motion strokes. And I make sure that if there's any lines, I like dab my finger in that area. I usually don't have any blemishes, so I usually skip covering, but I just noticed that I do have one. So I'm just gonna go over it with some concealer again. But the nose, same thing, just wipe up and down. If you want, or sometimes like I feel like I need more highlight, I'll go like under the brow bone and apply some more. Sometimes I have like little lines that settle in my eyes, so I'll grab the same exact powder we used earlier and I'll just take the residue from the sponge and just like pat my eye with it to kind of like make sure it's set and like I don't have creases later on. And besides, like I have like pink lids, so it kind of evens out my skin tone. So once that's done, I grab my NARS Hot Sand and Laguna Sculpting Multiple Duo. Looks like this. It has a highlight side on one side, which kind of compares to the Benefit What's Up, but I just prefer that one right now. Then it has the Laguna bronzer stick side. And basically, I'm just going to measure where my ear is and then close to my cheek and do like a line or two. And you could do a little bit up like that. Same thing with the other side. So then after I've already sort of placed the product, my fingers, and I swipe up and down and then upwards like that. And this stick is so blendable that it's really easy as it's looking right now. So that gives me a little bit of color. Same thing with the other side. And make sure to kind of like blend it into the hairline so that it looks natural. Sometimes if I'm in an extreme rush, I just skip this. So once that's done, I go ahead and I grab an actual bronzer. Right now I'm using Tarte Park Avenue Princess. It's an Amazon Clay waterproof bronzer. This was sent to me by Ipsy. So I've been using it lately because it has a little bit of a shimmer. It looks like this. And I grab like an angled brush of any sort. So right now we're gonna use this one by Morphe. I know there's one by MAC that's kind of similar, but I don't have it in front of me right now. And we're just gonna swirl it into the product. But since it's early and I really don't wanna look, like I said, it's very minimal, I swirl it into the product, but then I brush a little bit off on my hand before actually going in and applying it to basically where I applied the cream earlier. And I bring it upwards again. And I do the same thing on the other side. Try to like skip the area where you put actual highlight because you don't want to set that cream area. I know it sounds complicated. This is just the way I've been doing it lately. And then I like to like kind of like apply some to the temples. When I finish that, I have been using Roast Rust. It's this cruelty-free brand called So Susan. It's a blush, it's a luminizing blush, so it also has a little bit of a shine to it. Looks like that. So that's it. And then I only take a little bit of that. Just like that. Same brush. And then just apply to the circular areas of my cheek. Sometimes if my contour or my bronzer gets a little bit messy, I use the same brush. I use the powder that I used earlier, the Your Skin Forever Compact. And I take a little bit of that powder with the brush this time and kind of like clean it up. Same thing on the other side. Once I do all of that, I'm gonna go actually and apply some lip balm. This is the EOS, I think it's called Honeysuckle Honeydew Lip Balm. And I just put that on, moisturize my lips while I actually put on mascara. And my mascara, my favorite mascara of all time has always and will probably always be the Maybelline Great Lash, Lots of Lashes, Black is Black mascara. And I just literally just go and start wiggling it in my lashes. From the root of the lash to the top, I just wiggle it up and down. Well, upwards. There's really no downwards. And then I guess what I love about it is that it gets really thin, the brush. And so that allows me to really go in and fix where the lash is if I feel like it has the wrong, like if it's going the wrong direction. A trick that I always tell people is if you go behind the lash and kind of like apply some product, and then kind of like go back and lift the lash again, it kind of like elongates the lash. It makes it look or appear like your hair is longer. And I don't worry if I mess up, like if I dirty my eyes with the mascara, because truly if you just let that dry, you can just wipe it off with a Q-tip later. I'm gonna let this little mess area dry up a little bit before I just wipe it off. So in the meantime, the last step that I usually take, well, the second to last step, is to apply some gloss, whichever gloss I feel like. Sometimes I feel like doing a bold lip. Sometimes I feel like just balm is fine if I'm in a rush. But lately, my favorite gloss has been the Marc Jacobs Sugar Gloss, which looks like this. And I'm just gonna apply that. Any messes, clean it up with this Q-tip. And then sometimes if I feel like I look really tired, I'll do like a white liner or like do like an accent right there. I play around with different things that are simple but can give me some sort of accent to the simplicity of this makeup, because I feel like it's super, simple. So right now I don't have a white liner, so I'm just gonna use silver. I know, odd choice, but hey. This is the Silver Coin Pro Longwear Waterproof Color Stick by MAC. And it's literally like a crayon. And I'm just gonna put that in my waterline. And then I'm gonna put a little bit right there. What I mean by right there is the, what do they call this?
Inner corner?
The inner corner. The tear duct. There you go. So that just gives me a little bit of like focus to my eyes. And this is pretty much it. This is everything. So again, it's simple, it's fast. I try to use as least amount of products as possible. It really depends on the day. Some days my under eye circles are heavier, sometimes they're not at all. Sometimes my eyes look a little bit more swollen. It depends, but these are pretty much the basics of what I've been using lately. And the very last step that I usually take is that I like to actually spray my face with something. I have a whole bunch of different setting sprays, but right now the Beauty Elixir by Caudalie is like my summer favorite. So I'm gonna use that. And that kind of just gives me like a refreshing feel. It has a tingly effect, so it kind of wakes me up too, and maybe that's why I like it in the morning. But pretty much this is how I get ready for work in the morning. I usually don't have to get in front of a camera or even explain it, so I breeze through it, and it's literally 10 minutes. The more you practice your routine, the faster you get. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn your notifications on. My social media links will be linked down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Horrible. It's the ending. It's the very last sentence that messes me up.